Xana's kiss. This one. I've called many episodes weird. This is the weirdest. The absolute weirdest of at least season 2. And it might be the most uncomfortable episode of the entire freaking series. It's devilish. I referred to Xana as a devil for many reasons, but this episode is the most devilish of those reasons. I mean, to say this plot is cold-blooded as the ice of the glaciers of the North Pole is an understatement. I mean, yes, we've seen zombies, Valentine's Day manipulations, we've seen an entire grab bag of stuff so far this season. But no Xana plot in the history of this show is probably more remembered outside of Ghost Channel than this one. Why? Because it's just so gosh darn weird. Objectively, is this a good episode? It's got good parts of it. Is it good in totality? No. The concept falls apart almost immediately. Here's the basic plot line of it. Xana, after overhearing Oric and Odd talking romance with Jeremy, gets it through his thick skull that, yes, love makes people crazy. And in the mind of Xana, that pretty much spins the devil's wheels. We also find out that Odd is a true player for real. He's dated every girl in middle school and probably gotten smacked by every single one of them, too. Shows what happens when you're a true player for real. You're probably gonna get smacked a lot. Now, of course, the next day, as schools go, especially middle and high schools, rumors start floating around that other students have kissed other students. It turns out, of all things, Jeremy is victim number 1. And it keeps going from there, which sadly even drags in our lovely princess Aelita, unfortunately. And this causes dissension within not only the school, but our group as well. Arguments abound about who kissed who. Ooh, and it gets pretty bad. Now, of course, we, the audience, know that it's as Jeremy will call it later, polymorphic specter. In other words, it's one of Xana's specters who can change and assume the voice and likeness of, well, anybody. This is pretty damn clever. It's cold as freaking ice. And the plot to almost break the group up almost works. But of course, because Jeremy's the worst character in in the show and deserves no pity, forgiveness, or self-respect. He gets into a massive argument with Aelita. Aelita takes off to, ironically, the Hermitage. Jeremy goes all simp and apologizes because the show's got to end on a happy resolution, although Jeremy doesn't deserve it in any sense of the word, just like he didn't deserve forgiveness for Marabunta or even forgiveness for temptation. This is the third time now. This season, Jeremy done effed it up. Bad. And the show gives him no consequences for this giant freaking F up. But then again, I would have to pass it around because it goes to the entire team. The entire team is hit with this idiot stick. Ethan Aelita is not immune this episode from the idiot stick. God bless her heart, she is still the most innocent person here, but she gets a slight finger wag and a don't do it again, while the other members of the team get the straight up handcuffs and have to go straight to stupid and, in the case of Odd, horny jail. Cause my god. The Lyoko mission goes about as well planned as you could expect it to go. The evil specter is stopped, and by the way, by this point, the specter stopped playing Tonsalaki and started throwing blows, which leads to one of the more clever joke sequences in the history of the show. And also proof that Xana is the devil and a complete savage. With Odds trying to fight off the Spectre who keeps changing his physical appearance to give him physical advantage, Odd makes a crack about turning into a whip next time. Xana responds by turning into Odd. It's cold-blooded. It's totally funny. It's like getting burned by Roman Reigns on a mic. You just have to take this one and own it. Believe me, that's probably one of the few memorable moments this episode provides. If not for the cleverness of the actual idea that Xana has in its head, this episode would be skirting near the ones. But it just can't. But it's a 2 out of 6 regardless. Everybody is hit with the idiot stick. And I mean everybody. And here's the worst part. Xana would have gotten away with it too if Jeremy wasn't such a simp. But he doesn't deserve any apologies either, nor does he deserve that kiss in the end. And I know that was just Aelita trolling, but still, honey, he doesn't deserve that, especially from you. And especially given the whole rest of the season, he definitely doesn't deserve that. This episode is not funny. It borderlines on cringe. Cleverness, yes, but a joke that wears out super fast. Next week, though, we get serious. It's Vertigo. Thank God. We need a serious one. Because all these weird ones keep getting worse. I'm Nirvana Sparkle. Find peace in your own Nirvana, and I will see you next week. And yes, I too, Xana, am a wimp. I acknowledge that.